you. Ready? And Madam Clerk, we do have a quorum.
We do, yes.
All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. There was no closed session or public comment scheduled today. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. John, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, please picture your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Mike, are there any items to be added or deleted?
No items, sir.
Okay, and we'll deal with conflicts of interest as they come up. Section G, informational items.
So we've got a couple here. I'll start with Mr. Cousineau on our standard annual process on the successor agency. Mark?
Thank you, Mike. So the successor agency met with the Countywide Oversight Board January 11th, and we had our recognized obligation payment schedule approved, and we will be making almost $17 million worth of debt service during fiscal year 24-25, as well as an approval of $326,400 for our estimated administrative costs. We have made our debt service September 1st for $8,323,839, and we've scheduled our March 1st, 2024 debt service for $8,322,764. And with that, the only other update I would have on that is that property tax estimates from the auditor, controller, treasurer, tax collector shows us right now producing in the plan area of $67.2 million, and with that, 39.4 will be available for distribution to all the other agencies within there, and that's almost an increase of $20 million from last year at the total property tax collections, and that concludes my report.
Now you can go on to your other report on the audit.
That one will be short too, huh?
Also very short. So, audit report. I'm happy to report that we have a draft. We're in the process of reviewing it. We expect to issue either late this week or by the end of next week. With that, we would have had our audit report for you to review, but we found some misclassification errors in the audit report when we were reviewing it prior to posting. And we got hold of our auditors, and we decided to pull it until we had time to review the changes again to make sure that they were correct. And that concludes my report.
And then I am nowhere near as articulate as Miriam, but she had a family item come up, so I'm going to fill in for her. Your Inland Valley Infrastructure Corridor. We were thankful to have published and distributed the notice of preparation and the project description. Comments on that initial process closed middle of January, and received some good feedback, particularly from the responsible agencies in the region. The technical studies, particularly traffic, air quality, are being updated right now, and Tom Dodson and team expect to have a draft EIR to be able to publish here late this spring at this point. So hopefully early spring, but he said around the April, May timeframe, we should be able to put that on the street. And I just want to thank all of your agencies and your staff because the participation has been very, very good. And we need everybody's input so we don't miss a potential project out there when we publish this and hopefully get it entitled and ready to go. So that now concludes our report.
Thank you very much.
And if I may, my mistake, I have not yet called the roll, if I may.
Oh, sorry, we just moved right along, didn't we?
Thank you. Members, please state your names for the record. Members from the city of Colton.
John Echeverria.
Thank you. Members from the city of Loma Linda.
Phil Duper.
Dusty Rigsby.
Thank you very much. Member from the county of San Bernardino, 5th District.
Baca present.
Thank you. And member from the county of San Bernardino, 3rd District.
Don Rao.
Thank you. And members from the city of San Bernardino.
Helen Tran.
Juan Figueroa.
And Councilmember Shred is also in attendance. Thank you very much.
You can still come up, Fred. There's still a
Yes,
vacancy.
Please approach.
But we're not going to wait to do the consent calendar. I'm under strict orders. There are folks that have things to celebrate. Apparently, it's a holiday today that I'm not aware of.
Baca moves the consent calendar.
We have a first
Second.
and a second. And both the supervisors, Madam Clerk.
Thank you very much. We have a motion by Member Baca and a second by Member Rao. Please state your votes for the record. Member Chavarria?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Baca?
Baca, aye.
Member Rao?
Yes.
Member Tran?
Yes.
Member Figueroa?
Yes.
And Member Shred?
Yes.
Thank you. Those items pass unanimously.
Thank you very much. Moving on to action items, we have our adjusted budget. Mr. Kuzma.
Thank you. This action is to consider and adopt budget adjustments of expenditures in excess of revenues in the amount of $5,000 for this fiscal year. We have the requested adjustments are comprised of revenue increase of $100,000 from the UAS Center at SBD, and this is regarding training revenues, and this is a shared revenue agreements with our trainer, and we'll also have offset to that. That will be also in the uses of $50,000 increase in those professional services for that in the UAS Center. Of the uses of $105,000, in addition to the $50,000 increase in professional services to deliver the training, we have $100,000 not to exceed reimbursement to Sabia for the installation of the north parking lot ingress and egress controls. The north parking lot is a shared parking lot between Sabia, San Bernardino International Airport Authority, and IVDA. And they share an equal number of exits and entrances, and we're getting the additional control over that lot, and this will reduce the capital project fund by $100,000 to exercise budgetary control over parking lots. And then it will also increase in the general fund $100,000, and we will be making it a reimbursement if the board so approves that in the budget adjustment. There's another $15,000 increase in the general fund to IT professional services. Basically increased demand for preventative maintenance and consulting. Part of that is due to increased servers that we had to replace and increased number of devices within the building. And then finally, we're looking at a net $0 intra-fund in the UAS Center at SBD, which is a line item transfer offsetting of $2,500 amounts. We'll have $2,500 increase in repairs and maintenance and a $2,500 decrease in miscellaneous. And that concludes my report. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the board?
Baca moves the item.
First by Supervisor Baca.
I'll second.
Second by, I think, Mr. Echeverria. Got it.
Thank you. We have a motion by Member Baca and a second by Member Chavarria. Members, please state your votes for the record. Member Chavarria?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Rigsby?
Yes.
Member Baca?
Aye.
Member Rao?
Yes.
Member Tran?
Yes.
Member Ibarra?
Yes.
And Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you. That item passes unanimously.
Okay, on to item number 10.
Thank you. I'm going to, this is Mark Gibbs, and I'll be filling in for Mark Dennis, our IT manager for this item. This would be an adjustment, an amendment to the professional services agreement with 321 Inc. doing business as Imagine Systems. And this would be an adjustment to that professional services agreement in the amount of $15,000 for a revised total not to exceed $65,000. And it's primarily due to the additional equipment required to be maintained due to the ongoing growth in the agency. The number of employees means the number of tools to do their job. And 321 has been one of the primary frontline consultants that helps us make sure that our equipment is running properly. And That's, as a non-IT person, that's the best I can do to describe the services that they provide on behalf of Mr. Mark Dennis.
I see it's for additional equipment too, in form of like laptops, things like that.
That's correct, yeah, maintenance services on a lot of our different equipment that includes such things as laptops and printers and some of our supporting infrastructure.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Baca moves the item.
First by Supervisor Baca,
I'll second.
second by Subara. Hi.
Thank you. We have a motion by Member Baca and a second by Member Ibarra. Please state your name, or your votes for the record. Member Echevarria,
Yes.
Member Duper,
Yes.
Member Rigsby,
Yes.
Member Baca,
Baca aye.
Member Rao,
Yes.
Member Tran,
Yes.
Member Ibarra,
Yes.
and Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you. That passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 11. Boy, we don't have anybody here, so everybody's subbing.
I'll try to play Miriam again. So this is not a title that we picked. It comes with the territory of the agencies that fund our project. Want to just point out that the team at Caltrans District 8 has been phenomenal to work with on our 3rd Street Corridor grant. And in order to proceed to move to construction, we do need what they call master agreement, which requires a form resolution, which you have in front of you here. Just a reminder, this is the segment of 3rd Street, primarily between Sterling and Victoria, to complete the unfinished lanes, curb and gutter, and street and streetlight improvements. So it's about a $3 million project, and this will allow us to move from pre-construction to construction. So happy to answer any questions.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
I think we got the first by
Second.
Ibarra and the second by Mayor Tran.
Thank you. We have a motion by Member Ibarra and a second by Member Tran. Please state your votes for the record. Member Echevarria,
Yes.
Member Duper,
Yes.
Member Rigsby,
Yes.
Member Baca,
Baca aye.
Member Rao,
Yes.
Member Tran,
Yes.
Member Ibarra,
Yes.
and Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you. That passes unanimously.
And again, a thank you to Congressman Aguilar for helping us with that. Okay, item number 12.
Excuse me, sorry about that. All right, on February 9th, 2023, the Inland Valley Development Agency, IVDA, entered into an agreement with Cordova Corporation for $270,047 for professional service for the 3rd Street Corridor Roadway project. An increase of $99,319 is needed to continue these services. Approval of addendum number 1 for professional service agreement with Cordova Corporation to provide additional service in an additional amount not to exceed $99,319 and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute all related documents. Staff recommends that the board approve these recommended actions.
And any questions again from the board?
Move for approval.
Move from Mayor Tran,
Second.
second by Supervisor Rao.
Thank you. We have a motion by Member Tran and a second by Member Rao. Please state your votes for the record. Member Echevarria,
Yes.
Member Duper,
Yes.
Member Rigsby,
Yes.
Member Baca,
Baca aye.
Member Rao,
Yes.
Member Tran,
Yes.
Member Ibarra,
Yes.
and Member Figueroa.
Yes.
Thank you. That passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Item number 13, Mr. Burrows, bring us home.
Okay, one of the things I forgot in the informational items is we are happy to welcome a new team member, and I'd like Ms. Pritchett to help introduce her. So,
Thank you. It's a perfect timing after Jeff's item. Griselda's here with us in the audience. She is hired on, just started Monday as our new project manager, and will be instrumental in moving a lot of our projects for the IVDA and on the airport side forward. So we wanted to welcome her to our meeting and make sure you can put a face to the name as we move forward.
and we
Thank you.
understand you've passed your badge class, so congratulations. There's only 12 modules. It's not that big a deal. But anyhow, I'll make this quick. You've heard about the annual audit. Just want to thank everybody taking time on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And Ash Wednesday. And we do hope to bring you an update from our development partners at Hillwood on the Northgate project, which, as you know, was approved and entitled late last year, and that'll be on the docket for next month. But with that, that concludes our report.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board? Comments? All right, receive and file. Thank you. We'll move on to, we had no added or deferred items. We'll move on to open session public comment. I have one request from Mr. Daniel Javanji.
Hello, folks. Okay, today I wanted to come and give you all a few recommendations in regards to some projects and some things on my mind. So the first one is the Inland Valley Infrastructure Corridor project. I know there's going to be tens of millions going to be spent redoing the streets, everything like that. Did we know that there's an active geothermal field right next to the project? And basically what I'm trying to get at is, while we're doing that project, can we at least reserve some space so later in the future, if we want to incorporate geothermal, if there's some buildings in the area that might need it, some industrial, whatever, you know, we can later hook it up, and then it's not like a bigger expense where we're having to dig up the streets again and then plumb it through. And then another thing I wanted to advocate for was to kind of avoid sending too many heavy truck routes right next to this residential area between Tippecanoe and Del Rosa. The city of Highland has it zoned as industrial, but I feel like maybe we should try to avoid sending some heavy truck routes in residential areas. And the third thing is, this might be a little difficult, maybe not difficult is the word I want to say, but maybe re-looking into our contract with Alliance California, Hillwood. I know there was something signed many years ago, and that's in paper, but can we ask them for some things that could benefit the community? Maybe putting monies towards funding to support libraries, infrastructure in the different cities that are part of the IVDA, things of that nature. They're making billions of dollars, you know, through the multiple warehouses over the course of next 10, 20, 30 years. You know, they have plenty of money, so I think maybe something can be looked into and something can be done if we just ask. And then the fourth thing is looking into rail. I know there was light mentions of phase 2 of the Aero light rail project in some IVDA literature. I know Colton, the downtown is being revamped. Downtown San Bernardino, we're trying to do something. Could we look into maybe connecting a few cities, a few key amenities like the county hospital, the National Orange Show Center, downtown San Bernardino, maybe all the way to the airport? Since we're trying to get funding to repave all the streets around here, we're trying to do all sorts of different projects with our downtowns. Even Hillwood, they do residential and commercial and retail development. Can we look into doing something a little bit better where it benefits all of the cities in this area? Thank you so much.
Thanks, Daniel. All right, moving on to board member comment. Yes.
Just briefly, I wanted to share with the board and publicly thank Mr. Burrows as well for your attendance. I recently held a business roundtable meeting to connect our new city manager, Mr. Montoya, with various small businesses and developers in the area, about 50 to 55. And I just simply wanted to say thank you, sir, for your attendance there as well, and for providing an update as far as what's happening with the airport and the IVDA as well. It was a great opportunity for our organizations to connect and continue to work together positively. So thank you for your attendance there and for the presentation that you provided to everybody in attendance as well. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, seeing no one else, I think we are adjourned. Thank you guys for coming out. Have a great Valentine's Day.